Hey guys. So welcome back. Okay. Before we get started on the notes for today, I do want to show you something that I want you guys to start doing as part of your homework every week. Okay. So we're gonna start off on blended learning, and you're gonna click on McGraw Hill. Okay. Now obviously yours is gonna look a little bit different than mine, but it should be about the same. Okay, or at least similar. Okay. You are going to click on, remember the palm tree thing? That's your textbook. Like, that's your book. Okay. I want you to start using that rainbow wheel thing called Alex. Okay. So I'm just going to click on this one. It's mod 8, whatever. When you click on it, it should automatically pop up. Like yours, again, yours looks different than mine. But what you're going to be looking for is I have given you assignments that are every single week. So this is what it's going to look like. Okay. So what you're going to be working on is you have a topic goal, which means every week starting Sunday at like Sunday or Monday mornings at midnight, right? This starts 24th. So that's what 24th is Tuesday. So it starts on Tuesday in the morning. Okay. So starting Tuesday morning, okay, because I'm telling you about it now. Okay. On Tuesday mornings, okay, at midnight, it's going to open and you get a week to complete. See how it says 4 topics right there? 4 topics right there. It will show you, okay, you have like a little thing will pop up on the top on the left on or top left of your screen. It'll tell you how many you've done. Okay. You can pick whatever topics you want because it'll automatically give you algebra topics. And it's topics that are about the entire school year, like everything about algebra. All you have to do is do 4 of them. Okay. Now there are a lot of them are going to be like easy review stuff that you should know already how to do. So they shouldn't take you that bad or take you that long. Um, and then there are other ones that are it's gonna get harder. Okay. So the first few weeks should be super easy. It should maybe take you an hour at the most to do all 4. Okay. Um, but I will be counting these as grades. So I alternate, like one week I'll count it as a homework grade, the next week I'll count it as a quiz grade. And I alternate homework, quiz, homework, quiz. Okay, because again, it's going to be an every week thing, and there are 9 weeks, about 9 or 10 weeks in the quarter. So you're going to have about 9 or 10 of these grades. Okay, so you need to make sure that you do them. You can look up how many you've done at any time you want on your profile. Like if you pull up your name, it'll show you exactly how many you have done. Okay. And you can even look up your assignments. It'll tell you for each goal how many you did. Like, so this one is goal 1, goal 2, goal 3, and it tells you when does it open and when does it close. I gave you exactly 1 week, 7 days to do each one. Okay. So you have 7 days starting on Tuesday at midnight, like Tuesday morning, or so I guess Monday at midnight ish. Monday at midnight until the next week rolls around. So it says the 31st. So that's what? Yeah, Tuesday morning. So um, it opens Tuesday morning and closes Monday night. You have the entire week to do it. Okay. So make sure you're doing that. Okay. I believe it will most likely give you a knowledge check first. So some of you that might be your first week's topic goal is to do the knowledge check because the knowledge check is kind of lengthy if you haven't already done it. Okay, which some of you haven't, so that's fine. I expect that. But still, you need to do 4 topics every week. Make sure you're doing them. Okay, because again, it does count for a grade. Okay, it's part of that review to help you keep up with what we're doing. All right, so enough about that. If you have any questions about it, just ask me, and I can go over it with you. So let's go back for your notes for today. All right, and just so you kind of get the idea here, you need to take your paper. So it looks like this. You're going to fold it in half, and it makes like a little book. Okay, So you're going to put it in your notebook like this. So you can put like glue on this back page or tape, staple, whatever, and staple it into your notebooks. And those are your notes for today. So for today, we're going to be looking at solving systems of equations by graphing. Okay. There's one thing that we need to review before we get into that. Okay. Before we started doing anything, we need to make sure we can take any of these equations and turn them into slope-intercept form. So when I say slope-intercept form, I mean y equals mx plus b. Okay? You need to know how to turn this into that, turn this into that, this into that, turn any of them into that. Okay? I kind of gave you some hints right here about how to do it. So thing number one, move x to the other side of the equation so that y is alone. Because again, we want y to be all alone on the left side. So when I take a look at this first one, right? When you look at the y, is the y by itself? No, it's not. So we got to move this x over here. So this says a positive 2x. So you're going to do the opposite of a positive 2x, which is a negative 2x. We're going to subtract 2x. Subtract 2x. Let's see. Bring our y straight down. Equals. The x always goes first because again it's slope-intercept form. X goes first, so I'm going to write that first. Just so we can always see what that looks like. And the 10 is a positive, so I put plus 10. Okay. Now, ask yourself, does it say y equals? Like, is the y all by itself? You said yes, that means you're done. Okay, so this one is all done. Okay, that's all you gotta do. Okay, all right, so let's try it again. Okay, because these are gonna get a little bit harder as we go through it. Okay, all right, so let's try the next one. Again, your goal is to get this y all by itself. So step one, move x to the other side. So it says 5x, so the opposite would be a negative 5x. Good. It's 5x, x. So we're going to end up with a, don't forget your negative, so a negative 8y equals a negative 5x minus 17. Okay? All right, that's step one. So again, ask yourself, is y by itself? For this one, it has a negative 8 in front of it, so no, it's not by itself yet. So we got to get rid of that negative 8. So if there's a number in front of y, divide everything by it to get rid of it. Okay, so we had a negative 8, so we're going to divide this by negative 8, divide that by negative 8, divide that by negative 8. Okay, so these negative 8s are going to cancel. And then we're going to have, let's see, negative 5 divided by negative 8. So does 8 go into 5? Hopefully you said no. Okay, but we did have two negatives, and two negatives make a positive. We're just going to leave it as a fraction and just put 5/8. Doesn't say it has to be a whole number. So we're going to put 5/8 x. Again, does 8 go into 17 evenly? No. Okay, yes, it goes in there, but you get a decimal, and I don't feel like messing with that. We're just going to leave it as the 17/8. Now I got to figure out if it's a plus or a minus. So we had two negatives, and two negatives make a positive. Okay, so that one is all done. Okay. All right. Let's try the next one. Oh, and then we get fractions. Fractions are so fun. So let's try this one. So again, we got to get the x by its, or the y by itself. So we got to move x. Sorry, my son's over helicopter. So. That's gonna go right. Again, I want that x to be first. I'm gonna put it in the front, and it's a negative. 2/3 x, and that 1 is a positive, so I'm gonna put plus 1. Okay. All right, now this one's a little bit special. okay? Because it's a fraction, and because it's a fraction with a 1 on the top, you actually have a cheat hack way you can solve this, okay? So because it's 1/4, normally we would divide by 1/4, right? Okay, now the cheat way to do this is, in case you don't remember, whenever you are dividing fractions, okay, this is something you did in 6th grade, or maybe you did it with me. Whenever you have to divide by a 4th, okay, you would actually use keep, change, flip. You would keep whatever that first number is, change division to multiplying, and you flip your fractions. Instead of 1/4, it would be 4/1. And in case you don't realize it, 4/1 is just the same as 4. Okay? So instead of dividing by 1/4, because that's going to be a little bit messy, we're just going to multiply everything by 4. Make our lives easy. Okay, so I'm going to multiply everything by 4. So that fraction's going to go away. And I'm going to get y left. Because it'll be like 4 divided by 4. Because 4 times 1 is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, right? Okay. So now we got to multiply the 4 by the negative 2/3. You only multiply that top number. So you see how it's a 2? Ask yourself, what's 4 times 2? Hopefully you said 8. And it was a negative, so we're going to put negative 8/3 x. And we got a 1. Hopefully all of you know what 4 times 1 is. Hopefully you had that right, and you said 4. Okay, and it was a plus, so we're going to put plus 4. That'll work. Alright, now, could you have just divided everything by 1/4 and still gotten the exact same answer? Yeah, it would still work. Like if you put all that in the calculator, you would still get the exact same thing. Granted, the 8/3 would be a decimal instead of a fraction, but yeah, it would still work. So, if you're not comfortable with multiplying by the 4, by 1/4, you still get the exact same thing. Alright, let's try one more. This one should be easy, right? It's the smallest one. So let's see. Again, your goal is to get y by itself. I wanted to say y equals. So it says move x to the other side so that the y is alone. But the x is already there. So I guess we don't have to move it. So we skip step 1. Oh, sweet. Okay. So you see how there's that 3 in front of that y? How do we get rid of it? In case you forgot. If there's a number in front of y, divide everything by it. So we're going to divide this by 3 and divide this 3. Ethan! Remember I told you I'm recording a video, dude? Yeah. Can you go play in the living room, please? Thank you. Alright, so we're going to divide by 3. You should get y equals 2/3 x, right? Because 3 doesn't go into 2. There you go. Okay. So that's how we can take the equations, turn them in y equals. So you're going to need that skill on the next page. So let's go. Alright, so let's try this again. I just shut the door. So alright. Now we're actually going to graph these. Okay. So the goal is to get a graph that looks like one of these 3 things. Okay. That's our end goal here, is to graph these equations. Okay. Because if you graph them, you can figure out what the answer is to the problem. Okay. But in order to graph them, we got to follow 3 easy steps. Okay. Step 1, make sure both equations look like y equals mx plus b. Okay, so if you forgot how to do that, that's what we just did over here. Okay, so do this if they don't look like y equals mx plus b. Step 2, you're going to graph both equations, and you begin with the b. Okay, you know, the b value. Okay, and m stands for your slope. Okay, and in case you forgot what slope means, I'm not sure how Mr. Wang taught it to you guys, but I always taught it as rise over run. In other words, it's how far you go up or down over how far you go to the right as a fraction. Okay. And I'm going to show you what that looks like once we start actually like graphing. Okay. Now, whenever you graph these, there are 3 different types of graphs that you could get for your answer. If you get a graph that looks like this, where your 2 lines touch, okay, you see how they touch at that one point right there? This is called one solution. When I say one solution, I mean that there is only one set of numbers that'll work for that entire problem. And it is wherever the 2 lines intersect, okay? That's the one solution, okay? So if it asked you what the solution is, you would tell me what that ordered pair is. So for this one problem, the solution would be like, I don't know, I think that's like -1, 4. Or no. 4 and -1, set it backwards. Okay, because it's over 4 and -1. I think that's about where that is. So again, that's just for that one graph right there, but that's what it's asking you to find. Okay, and the next one, whenever you have 2 lines that look like this, these are called parallel lines. So whenever you have parallel lines, you're going to have no solution. Because remember, to have a solution, our graphs had to intersect. Parallel lines never intersect. So if they never intersect, there's never going to be an answer. Okay, there's no solution to it. Okay, now the last one, see how it looks like there's only one line? What actually happened is that we had 2 lines. Okay, so I'm going to use my pens on the camera for this. We had 2 lines, and we graphed the first one, and then we graphed the second one. But it turns out they were right on top of each other, okay? So they're like this. So when you're looking at the graph, you only see the one, but there's actually 2 on there, okay? There's 2 lines, okay? That's actually called infinite solutions, or infinitely many, however you want to say it. The reason it's infinite solutions, because remember, for the one solution, it's whenever the 2 lines touched at that one point, that was the solution. But if I have 2 lines and they are directly on top of each other, they're touching all the time, right? They're touching forever, okay? So that means they're intersecting at every point. They're intersecting here and here and here, 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 forever, because lines go forever. So that's why it's infinite solutions. Okay, so that's how you tell the difference. Now, we're going to try to make our own graphs that look like those. Let's go. Okay, and I'm trying to go through this fast because I know our schedules are a little bit weird this week, and I think we have like 2 early release days, so I want to make sure I get through this kind of fast. So if I'm going really fast, I'm sorry, but you can pause it and you can watch it at home because you still have the link. So there you go. All right, step 1. Do both of your equations look like y equals? That's what we're looking for. All right, this one says y equals, this one says y equals. We're good. Let's start graphing. Okay, so remember, I always said you start with the b value. Okay, so this is your b value right here for this first one. You see how it says +3? You're going to find, in case you forgot, the y, or the b is your y intercept. So you're going to find your y-axis, and you're going to find +3, okay? So +3, and I'm going to put a dot right there, okay? All right. Now, it says here, this -5/3, that's going to be your m value, okay? Remember, m is your slope, or I called it your rise over run. It's how far up or down over how far over. Now, they give you a fraction. So when you're looking at it, that -5/3, the bottom number is always how far you go to the right. The top number, because it's a -5, that's how far down we're going to go. So from our dot, we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the right, 1, 2, 3. And if you have enough room to do it again, do it again. I don't, so I'm just going to leave it at that. And then you need a handy dandy ruler. Okay. Or you can just use your ID, use the side of your notebook, side of your laptop, whatever. Okay, just something that makes a straight line. Okay, and you're gonna connect those two dots. Okay, let's, and boom. All right, there's the first line done. Ta-da. That was very exciting, wasn't it? All right, we're going to try the same thing again. Okay, so again, the next one says y equals 1/3 x minus 3. So again, that number on the end, the one without the x, that is your b value. That is where you begin on the y-axis because it's your y-intercept. So you see how it says minus 3? You're going to start at 0 or start on your y-axis and you're going to find negative 3. So here is my negative 3. I'm going to put a dot right there. Okay. And then it says that our slope is 1/3. Okay, or our n value is 1/3. Remember, if it's a fraction, the bottom number is how far you go to the right. And the top number, is this one a positive or a negative? Well, if you said positive, so that's how far up you're going to go. So if it's if the top number is positive, you go up. If the top number is negative, you go down. We're going to start here and go up 1/3, up 1/3. It doesn't fit. Now, if you wanted to fit, you can go backwards from the y-intercept and that would work. So instead of going up 1, right 3, you go down 1, left 3. And you can still get points to graph. Okay? So you can do that and it'll work. And then again, use whatever your straight edge is, and we're going to connect it. Should look something like that. All right, so ask yourself, what type of solution does our graph look like? 1, none, or infinite? Hopefully you said 1 solution. So, because our lines intersected, right? They intersect right here. So we're going to say the solution. So you just put the word solution and then you just write whatever the ordered pair is. So when I look at it, you have to start at 0, you go right 3, down 2, so 3, -2. That's our solution. That's it. That's how you gotta do. Okay. This right here is the figuring out the equations. That's the hardest part. The graphing and the figuring out what type it is, that's easy. So let's try another one. See how far we get. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Does the first one say y equals? Yes. Does the second one say y equals? Yes. Very good. Okay, you can just start graphing. Okay. So again, start with whatever the plus or minus number is. Out the x value. Okay, so this one says +3. That's where we're gonna begin. To go to +3, we're gonna put our dot. And then our slope this time just says 4. Okay. So if our slope says 4, if it helps you, can you turn a whole number into a fraction? The answer is yes, you can. All you gotta do is put it over a 1. Okay. So if our slope is 4/1, let's see. Remember, the bottom number is how far to the right, and the top number, is it a positive or negative? A 4. Hopefully you said it's positive. So positive means you go up. So starting from here, we're gonna go up 4, right 1. Oh no, doesn't fit. So again, if you can't go up 4, right 1, do the exact opposite. Go down 4, left 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, left 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Okay. Let's. My line is a little off. Did not have that centered very well. I'm at least happier with that. Alright, there you go. Alright, so that's kind of what your line should look like. Hopefully you did better than me on my first try. Okay. All right, let's try the second one. Same thing. All right, so again, you start with your b value, or you begin with b. Okay. Hopefully you know your b value is that -2. Again, it's whichever one that x is not with. Okay, you're looking for the no x number. That's what you start with. So this one is at -2 on the y-axis. So I'm going to put -2. And then this one says our slope is at m equals -1. Okay, now again, just like that first one, is it a fraction? No, not a fraction. Okay, but you can make it a fraction. Remember, all you gotta do is put a 1 under it. Okay? All right, now the bottom number is how far we go to the right all the time, because remember, right is right, left is wrong. That's how I told my kids to remember it when I taught algebra. Okay, now because it's a -1, negatives, remember, do you go up or down for negatives? Hopefully you said down. Let's go down. Starting here, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. Again, if it makes you feel better, you can go the exact opposite, because we got like this whole spot to fill up, so why not? So we're gonna go up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, 1 left 1, up 1. There you go. Fill out the whole graph. Okay. That is what you should be doing every time, by the way. Fill the entire graph with as many dots as you can. Okay. Do not get lazy on me and only put like 2 dots if there was all of this room over here for more than that. Okay. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't do it, you're going to mess up your line. I promise you. I've seen it on so many kids' papers. So please don't get lazy. All I'm asking you to do is draw a couple extra dots. I'm not asking for much. Just fill the entire graph. If you don't fill the whole graph, you'll mess it up. And these are super easy problems to do. All you're doing is making me 2 lines on a graph. We shouldn't be getting that wrong just because you got lazy and draw dots. All right, and as you can see from this one, again, our lines intersected, right? So how many solutions is it? Hopefully you said 1 solution. Okay. So for our 1 solution is at, let's see, you always read it, you start at 0, and you go left or right, and then you go up or down. So if they asked like for the x comma y, you would say it's -1. I don't know why my pen decided to write weird. So -1, -1. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you're not doing so bad. So let's go to the next page. Okay, you got 4 more. That's it. Got to make it through 4 more. And you can be all done. Well, all done with your. Then you got homework to do. I know you're so excited, but I mean, at least you can pick. You can do Raw Hill, or you can do this stuff, or Alex. I mean. All right. So, now we're good. These ones don't start with y equals. Okay. So let's start solving. Okay. So I'm gonna write them down here. That's why I gave you some extra room. So you can write them down. So we can solve it. First one. Let's see what we get. So let's see. For x minus 2y. So again, in case you forgot, go to that first page. Step 1, move x to the other side so that y is alone. Got it. So we gotta take this x, gotta move it over here. So we're gonna subtract x, to get -2y. I'm gonna put a 1, just 1x plus 2. Okay. All right, so let's try the next step, right? Okay. Again, in case you forgot, it's on the very front of this. Step 2. If there's a number in front of y, divide. I feel like I should circle that. Divide everything by it to get rid of it. So let's divide. And we're going to divide all the things by -2. Divide that guy, and that guy, all the things. We're going to get y equal. Let's see, does 2 go into 1? Go into 1? No, so we're just going to get a fraction, which is fine. X. And it was 2 negatives, right? And 2 negatives make a. And then it says +2 divided by negative. Let's see, 2 divided by 2 is just 1, right? And a positive and a negative make a negative. Good job. All right, that's our first equation. So I'm going to write it up here. This way we know what we're graphing. And if you're one of those people that write super big, I'm really sorry. But I have to fit so much stuff on a page, so this doesn't fit. Sorry about that. I tried. Okay. Let's go down to the next one. 3x plus y equals 6. So again, we got to take that x and we got to move it over, right? But remember, we got to do the opposite. So if it says a +3x, we need a -3x. So minus 3x, 3x. There you go. You get y equals. Again, I'm going to put that x in the front just because that's what we need. And +6 because 6 is positive. And oh, hey, would you look at that? There ain't even a number in front of y. We don't got to do the dividing. We're already done. Boom. Y equals -3x 6. All right, we ready to start graphing now. They both say y equals. So let's try it. Okay. So let's take a look at that first one. Let's see. We have we're gonna begin, okay, with -1. Again, find your y-axis. Here's -1 dot there. All right, and then we have 1/2 x. So remember, that's our m right there. That's our slope. So let's see, remember the bottom number? This is how far we're gonna go to the right, okay? The top number is how far we're gonna go up or down. So let's see, it's a positive, so it's probably go up. So we're gonna go up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, 1, up 1, right 2, and I ran out of room. But remember, I want you to fill the whole graph. So to fill the whole graph, backwards. Instead of going up 1, right 2, we're gonna go down 1, left 2, left 2. Go fill the whole graph. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, so now we gotta connect those dots. Let's see, pretty good. All right, first one, boom, done. All right, let's try the next one. Again, we need to begin. No. Oh, it says 6. That's not technically on our graph. We're just gonna 6. So I'm gonna put it at the very top of this y on the arrow for the y. I should have checked this one beforehand. That's my bad. I thought it was gonna. Oops. Anyway, but then it says for our slope, right? Our m, we have -3. So remember, if we have m equals -3, I want that as a fraction though. Means we're gonna put a 1 under it, right? Ooh, remember we go to the right. So the bottom is how far we go to the right, and the top number is how far we go up or down. And because it's a -3, right? -3 means we should be going down. So we're gonna start here. We're gonna go down 1, 2, 3, and right. 2, 3, right. 2, 3, right, 1. That's it. We filled the whole graph. Let's draw it. Let's see. All right, and then when you look at that beautiful graph right there, let's see what type of solution is that. All right, hopefully you said it. This will be a solution. I like to separate stuff like that using squiggle lines. All right, so our one solution is at what comma what. So again, you start at 0. We're gonna go over. Okay, we're gonna figure out how far to the right or left and how far up or down. Okay, so should we start at 0? We're gonna have to go to the right 2. That's 2, and then does it go up at all? Oh, it doesn't. So it's just gonna be 2 here. Okay, that's our solution. Yeah. Okay. All right. Try the next. Let's see. Nope, neither of those say y equals. Guess what we gotta do? Do some math. All right, I'm gonna rewrite them down here. All right, so I got my problems. All right, let's start solving those. Zoom in a little bit so it's easier for see. All right, so again, first thing I told you in case you forgot, we need to move x to the other side so that y is alone. Y is a loner. He likes to be alone by himself. No, I'm not singing it. All right, so we got that 2x, but it is positive. Do the opposite. Do the opposite. Minus 2x minus x. Big line, cross out. Got the 3y left over. Again, I put the x first because, you know, it's y equals mx. X 4, and the 4 is positive, but positive 4. Alright, next up. Okay. Yeah. Alright, now we got that 3 in front of that y. So remember, in case you forgot, if there's a number in front of y, divide everything by it. So we're going to do that. We're going to divide all the things by 3. By 3. This by 3. By this by 3. To get y equals, let's 3 go into a negative 2. No. Don't write it. And ask yourself, does 3 go into 4? Not evenly. No. So we're just gonna leave it. Alright. Let's try the next one. Alright, so again, we're going to take that x, we're going to move it over. So it says minus 4x. What's the opposite of minus 4x? Hopefully it is positive 4x, right? And then we have a negative 8, right? This is negative 8, so I'm gonna just put 8 or minus 8. All right, now the number in front of my y. What do? Divide everything by it. So let's do that. Divide all the things by a -6. Ooh, this one. So that by -6, and this by -6, and this by -6. All the things by -6. Y equals. Okay, now we have 4 over. I'm just write the -4 6x. Let's see, negative and a negative. Okay, now I've got a question for you. 4/6 and 8/6, those are like numbers in a fraction. Can we make those fractions? Hopefully you said yes. Okay. Hopefully you realize that what are the numbers 4, 6, and 8? What do they all have in common? They're all even numbers. Good job. Okay, they're all even, which means that they're all divisible by 2, which means I could take all of that divided by 2. Let's do that. We're gonna make our lives easy. We should get y equals, let's see, 4 divided by 2 is -2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Let's see, 8 divided by 2 is 4. And 6 divided by 2 is... Alright, there we go. We got our equations. Look at that. That took a lot more work than I thought it would. So let's see, I'm gonna write them up here so we can look at them side by side. -2 plus 4 thirds. Wait a second. Y'all see what I see? Y'all see that? Those are the same, right? It's the same thing. So if those are the exact same equation, am I gonna get 2 different lines here? Hopefully you said no. Okay, but let's just prove it. So let's start with graphing it, just so we can say that we graphed it, just to verify. Okay. Let's see, we're gonna, remember, we always begin with the b value, which is 4 thirds. Now, we're gonna have to like guesstimate a little bit where 4 thirds is. So 4 thirds is 1 and 1/3, so here-ish, if you will. And then it says we're gonna go down because it says this is our m value. So because it's a -2 over 3, we're gonna go down 2 and write 3. So let's. So again, if you notice, mine is above the -1 line because we were above the 1 line. So this is actually to go down, we're counting by thirds, if you will. So you can do 1, 2, 3 thirds is here, 4 thirds, 5 thirds, 6 thirds over 3. Ugh, I really don't want to go backwards to illustrate. I hate it when they use fractions. Absolutely. Fractions are so annoying. But there you go. They are normally really nice and they give you whole numbers. It's every once in a while when someone just wants to be extra difficult or just be a butthead and they'll give you a fraction of graph. But should look something like that. Now, if I graph this next one, right? I'm still going to start at 4 thirds, right? I'm still going to go down to right 3, right? Will my graph be any different? Hopefully you said no, which means it is which type? infinite solutions. Yay! You got your first oddball one. This is infinite solutions. Yay. There you go. That was a lot of work. Sorry. I have to learn. So, good news is we only got 2 more problems. Woohoo! So let's try it. Boom. Let's go. Alright, number 5. Hang on, I need to adjust my camera because my paper is getting it. There you go. Alright, cool. Alright, so number 5. Alright, so we got one equation that says y equals, alright. Boom, got that one, but we gotta fix that one. Let's write it. Y x. Let's see. We don't have to move the x over, but we do have to get rid of that 3, right? There's a number in front of the y. What are we supposed to do? Hopefully you said divide, so we're going to divide this by 3, divide this. 3, boom. We got y equals thirds, right? Because 3 doesn't go into 2, it's just a fraction. Now, as you notice, is there another number right here? No. Okay. So, if it makes you feel any better, you can put plus 0. Because that means our y-intercept, that b value, is going to be. So I'm going to write it up here just so we have it. Y equals thirds x. And I'm still going to put in that plus 0 just so we know. So I already wrote it down here, but that our b value 0, but it doesn't hurt to write it again. So we're actually just going to start at 0. Boom. There's 0. All right, and then our slope says 2/3. Okay. So if it says 2/3, I'm going to write it down here since I don't have the room to top. For the bottom number, it always tells you how far to the right. And then that top number, it's a positive. So that means you're going to go up. Okay, so we're going to start here and go up 2, right 3. Up 2, can't go right 3. So let's go back to 0. We're going to go down 2, left 3. 2, can't go left 3. So we only get 3 dots this time. And let's connect. Go. Graph. Boom. Alright. First one done. I gotta do the next one. Okay, now this one says -5, right? Let's see, that's our b value, okay, which is where you begin. Okay, so go to 0, find -5, put dot. Oh, okay, there's -5. There's our b value. But now our slope is this one says 2/3. So remember, this is our m. Remember that bottom number tells you, let's see, 2/3 bottom numbers, how far to the right. Because the 2 is positive, that's how far up you're going to go. We're going to go up 2, right. Oh, it doesn't fit. And I can't go backwards because I'll be off the graph. So we only get 2 whole dots. Red. 2 dots. So you should get something kind of looks like that. Huh. Did our lines touch? Did your lines touch? I didn't touch. Huh. What's that look like? Lines didn't touch. It was a no solution because you had parallel lines. Okay. So this one is going to be writing it at the bottom. Didn't see that. No solution. Okay. Now, how could we have figured out just from looking at the equations if we were going to have parallel lines. What looked the same? What looked the same and what looked different? So when you look at this equation compared to this one, right? They both had 2/3 x, right? They had the same slope, but their y-intercepts were different, okay? That's how you know if it's parallel lines, okay? Or if it's going to be no solution, is whenever you have the same slope, different b values, or like different y-intercepts, or where you begin is different, okay? That's how you know it's going to be a no solution. That's all you got to look for. Like, you wouldn't even have to graph it, as long as you could tell, oh, hey, they have the same slope, different y values. Huh. That's all you got to know, okay? Just look for the same number in front of x in different numbers after that, okay? So if the x's are the same, but the rest is different, no solution, because it's going to be parallel lines. All you got to know, okay? All right. One more. Oh, man, I give you. Why did I do that? I hate fractions. I don't hate fractions. All right, so neither of those say y equals 3. I'll do both. Write them down. X minus 3 y equals x and wait a second. Ah, I thought this one was the same one that we just did, but this one equals 1. This one equals 4. Dang. And we still kind of know what to do, so that's a plus. All right, so first one. Let's hang on. Our x is over there. Okay, this is different. So we still see the y by itself. So we don't have to move the x, but there's still this random 6 over here. That's what we're going to move instead, because we're still going to get the y by itself. We're just going to subtract 6 to get rid of that 6. This is a weird question already. I like this. Six. Right. Now, how many of you really want to do fraction? Not me. So, again, kind of like what we did on this last one. Remember? Do you remember we had a bottom number was 4, so we multiplied by 4 to make it not fractions? I'm gonna do the same thing, because I don't want to divide by -3/8. That's just does not sound fun. Okay, so here's Miss Howell's fraction hacks. Okay, so the bottom number is at 8, right? We're going to multiply everything. Multiply everything by 8. Why'd I put the 8 in the back? I guess it's because I ran out of room in the front, but whatever. Write it anyway. Multiply everything by 8. Okay, so we'll have, so the 8 and the fraction will cancel. So you don't actually multiply that 3. Do it. Just put -3y equals 8 times x is just 8x. Miss Howell never learned her 8 tables, so I'm going to check to make sure I'm right. That is 48. So, don't judge me. Okay, then put minus 48. All right, and then now we're gonna crap. Hang on, gotta check something. All right, we're back. Sorry, Miss Howell was thinking, man, 48. That's not gonna fit on our graph. Oh, I thought I missed. We're good. All right, so now I gotta get rid of that -3. All the 3. So much fun. Why'd I cross that out? I don't know. Fix that quick. What happens when Miss Howell hasn't had a lot of caffeine today? My brain starts dying. Alright, so 3 doesn't go into 8, so we're just going to leave it as thirds. Negative and the negative make it positive. 48, again, handy dandy calculator. 48 divided by 3 is 16. So put plus 16. There we go. Alright, we got one equation down. One more to go. Let's go. Alright, more fractions. So much fun. So again, we have that 2/3 x. Gotta get rid of it. Rid of it by move x by subtract. Alright, then we have actually because I know what my next step is. One-fourth y equals negative 2 x plus 4. Now, Miss Howell, why'd you put that in parentheses? Because again, I'm gonna cheat a little bit, like with I did with my fractions over here. I don't want to divide by a fourth because I don't want to. It gets messy when it's fraction. So I'm gonna just multiply by whatever that bottom number was. So our bottom number in our fraction by the y is a 4. I'm gonna multiply everything by 4. It's easier. Okay. So multiply all the things by 4. So the 4 in the y fraction goes away. So we're gonna get y equals 4. Again, when you're multiplying fractions, only multiply the top. Got it? Multiply that 3. Do it. Think about it. I need 4 times negative 2. You should get a negative 8. 3, and then I need 4 times 4, which is a plus 16. Wait, no, I forgot my x. I read the x. I don't know. X plus. Alright, I'm going to take both of those. I'm going to write them up here. So y equals negative 8 x plus 16. And y equals 8 x plus 16. Wait a second. Those are the exact same. They're the exact same thing. What happened the last time we had the exact same equation? It was infinite solution. Do you even need to graph it? Nope. Nope, we don't need to. Plus, it doesn't technically fit on the graph because Miss Howell messed up. See how it says plus 16? Do you got 16 on there? Because I don't have a 16. I don't. So. Don't. So, let's see. If you really wanted to know what they look like, let's see. I could... Oh, no. In case you're really curious, okay, that's what the graph looks like, because I pulled it up to check. As you can see, it crosses through 16 up here and 6 all the way down here. Neither of those numbers are on our graph, so that's why I'm not going to graph it, because it's it. But that's what it looks like, in case you wanted to know. Okay? Alright, so let's go back. Dot can, there you go. Okay. So again, we're just going to say infinite solutions. Now, don't worry, okay? For your homework, okay, for this, you're gonna have 2 assignments about this. Assignment number 1, you are gonna work on McGraw-Hill, and you can start that now, okay? If there's time in class, so you can start working on that now. And then next class, so for mod 3, that's gonna be on Wednesday. Mod 8, that's gonna be Thursday. You guys are going to get a worksheet where you are just going to be practicing this. And yes, I made sure all those ones fit on the graph. So it'll fit. So, and I'm going to give you, I think I gave you 16 of these, 20. There's like 16 or 20 of these that you got to do. Okay. So make sure you are, I'm looking for 3 things. Okay. Thing number 1, it's got to have the graph like this. Thing number 2, what type of solution does it have? If it's 1, I want the ordered pair, or if it's none or infinite, write what it is down. And then if you had to take the equation and solve it to make it y equals, I'm going to be looking for that. Okay, so make sure you have all 3 of those things on there. Okay. And don't forget, you now have Alex to do for homework. Okay. So to get to Alex, in case you forgot, you go to McGraw-Hill and click on the rainbow circle. That's where you go for your other homework. So you have 3 things to do. You have McGraw-Hill homework. You have that worksheet that you're going to get next class. And then you have Alex homework. You've got 3 things. Get started. Have fun. Email me if you need help. Or again, I have tutoring on Tuesday. You can come to tutoring on Tuesday. It's over at 5:30 if you need help. Okay? Otherwise, catch you next time.